Welcome back everyone to Dinar Community, the trusted channel where truth meets timing and clarity meets conviction. If you've been on this journey with us, tracking every whisper and watching every shift in the global financial landscape, then buckle up because something historic has just happened. Picture this. The world said it wouldn't happen. Financial analysts brushed it off. Skeptics laughed, and even some currency watchers began to lose hope. But against all odds, the unexpected has occurred. Just days into May 2025, Iraq's Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani stood before the nation during a live and scheduled broadcast and delivered a message that instantly lit up screens across the globe. With unwavering clarity, he officially confirmed the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. That's red. This is not gossip, not another forum theory, and certainly not recycled speculation. This was live, national, and entirely undeniable. It was the moment IQ holders have spent years preparing for, hoping for, and refusing to give up on. In one bold move, Iraq stepped into financial history, shattering doubt and announcing that the revaluation is not only real, it is now scheduled. This broadcast was more than just another press conference, was a defining moment for a nation long underestimated. At first, Sudani's address followed the usual rhythm. References to national reforms, strategic investments, budget allocations, and infrastructure developments. But then the tempo shifted. His voice steadied, his eyes locked onto the camera, and the atmosphere changed. Silence filled the air as he paused, and the world leaned in. Then came the words that would echo from Baghdad to Washington. Iraq's economic independence had arrived. With poise and power, he stated that the era of economic suppression was over, and a sovereign future was officially underway. He made no room for interpretation. There were no vague hints, no language open to speculation. Instead, he offered a specific commitment. Before the end of the current fiscal quarter, the new exchange rate for the Iraqi dinar would be publicly and formally launched. It's official, it's scheduled, and it's happening. For a country that spent years weathering international doubt and financial instability, this announcement was a bold declaration of strength and sovereignty. For dinar holders around the world, it was long awaited confirmation from the highest seat of power in Iraq. Immediately following the announcement, Iraq erupted into celebration and emotional waves swept across cities and villages alike. From the bustling capital of Baghdad to the southern heartlands of Basra, Iraqis poured into the streets waving national flags, chanting patriotic songs, and embracing one another in sheer disbelief and joy. The energy was electric, the response genuine. Generations who had lived through war, sanctions, and financial setbacks now witnessed a unifying moment of hope and national pride. On social media, the news spread like wildfire. Hashtags such as Iraqi Dinar RV confirmed and Sudani's speech quickly climbed global trends shared by Iraqis at home and abroad, investors, financial analysts, and curious onlookers. It wasn't just the Iraqi people who were stunned. Global audiences were riveted. For IQD holders worldwide, many of whom have waited years, if not decades, for this moment, the emotional response was immediate. Some cried, some prayed, others double-checked their safes or called loved ones to share the news. This wasn't just a political speech. It was a promise fulfilled, delivered clearly and confidently to the world. The mood in Iraq shifted instantly from cautious optimism to full-blown celebration as hope transitioned into reality in one historical announcement. But what truly set this event apart was what followed next: swift action from Iraq's financial authorities that confirmed this wasn't a publicity stunt. Within mere hours of Prime Minister Sudani's address, the Central Bank of Iraq (CBI) and the Ministry of Finance issued coordinated statements that validated and expanded on the announcement. They confirmed that the revaluation is not just politically approved, but also technically and institutionally supported. Preparations, they said, are already in motion. Currency systems are being recalibrated. Banking software is undergoing updates and financial institutions across Iraq are extending their working hours to accommodate the upcoming rate change. Intensive training programs have been rolled out to ensure banking staff are ready for every contingency. The Iraqi Stock Exchange saw a powerful surge as both domestic and foreign investors rushed to position themselves ahead of the shift. Analysts noted that this was not a move made in haste. It was part of a well-structured, deeply calculated strategy. The confidence expressed by the central bank and the financial infrastructure's readiness underscored one undeniable truth. Iraq wasn't just talking about revaluation. It was executing it with purpose and bite precision. This seismic shift in Iraq's economic posture didn't go unnoticed. On the world stage, global financial institutions quickly began to weigh in. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, praised Iraq's firm commitment to fiscal responsibility and monetary reform. They highlighted Iraq's multi-year journey of stabilizing inflation, reducing debt burdens, and strengthening foreign reserves. Meanwhile, the World Bank issued a statement applauding the nation's ability to achieve structural benchmarks that many once deemed unattainable. The Gulf Cooperation Council took note as well. Regional trade partners began re-evaluating their trade agreements with Iraq, with many analysts predicting stronger economic ties in the coming months. International media outlets broke from their usual skepticism and began broadcasting segments analyzing the implications of the RV. In the United States, something quieter but equally significant was unfolding behind the scenes. While no formal statements were issued, major American banks such as J.P. Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America reportedly began aligning internal systems in preparation for a rate adjustment. Insiders leaked information about new software patches, customer alert systems, and extended foreign exchange hours. Silent signals that global coordination is already underway, even if official COCRA confirmations are still pending. So now the question becomes, what does this mean for you, the everyday Iraqi dinar holder who's been patiently waiting for this very moment? The first and most important thing to understand is this: timing is now crucial. With the revaluation officially scheduled within the current fiscal quarter, preparation becomes everything. This is not the time for guesswork or panic. This is the time for smart, proactive planning. Start by confirming the authenticity of your IQD notes. If possible, make both physical and digital copies, storing them securely along with any original purchase receipts or transaction records. Organize your files, gather documentation, and create a system for easy access. Reach out to your trusted financial advisor or tax professional and begin planning your next steps. The reality is that we may see a structured, tiered exchange processed particularly for larger holders. This means exchange appointments, documentation requirements, and potentially staggered access to funds depending on your bank and jurisdiction. It's also essential to be on guard. Scams and this information will rise dramatically in this environment. Never fall for private exchange offers that promise better rates without verified backing. Stay informed, stay grounded, and above all, stay safe. And while the revaluation itself is monumental, it's only the beginning of your financial transformation, not the end. Don't let the excitement blind you to what comes next. Once the exchange occurs, your focus must shift toward protecting and growing your wealth responsibly. Begin developing a comprehensive tax strategy immediately. Revaluation gains can come with significant tax implications depending on your location and financial status. So, make sure you are in compliance and not caught off guard. Explore long-term investment options tailored to your personal risk tolerance and life goals. Real estate, diversified portfolios, business ventures, or path will depend on your vision and planning. Think not just in terms of wealth but legacy. Build systems that protect your financial freedom for years to come. Set up trusts, review your estate plan, and Speak with legal advisors to ensure your newfound wealth doesn't lead to unnecessary stress or missteps. The RV is the moment we've all waited for. But what you do after it will define your future. Stay smart, stay strategic, and let this be not just a reward, but a rebirth of opportunity. Welcome to a new chapter. And as always, stay tuned to Dinar Info. What makes this historic moment even more powerful is the unprecedented level of global cooperation that brought it to life. Iraq didn't make this move in isolation or overnight. Behind the scenes, months of strategic coordination have taken place with key regional allies, international stakeholders, and influential global financial institutions. This was a carefully choreographed effort involving legal restructuring, digital infrastructure updates, and macroeconomic alignment. Iraq has worked hand-in-hand with partners like the IMF, the World Bank, and its Gulf neighbors to ensure a smooth, secure transition into this new financial era. It wasn't just about changing the value of a currency, was about rebuilding confidence, reinforcing legitimacy, and establishing a durable framework for long-term stability. From increasing gold reserves to diversifying trade partnerships and optimizing oil exports, Iraq laid every necessary brick to support this foundation. And perhaps most crucially, it fostered quiet but powerful public trust. The Iraqi people, long resilient in the face of hardship, were gradually prepared to support and stand behind this move. This wasn't rushed. It wasn't reckless. It was deliberate, intelligent, and rooted in deep national planning. Today's revaluation marks not a spontaneous pivot, but the result of a well-executed, globally supported strategy for renewal. Prime Minister Sadani said it best during his address. The Iraqi dinar is more than just a piece of paper, as a living symbol of sovereignty, pride, and promise. For years, the dinar was artificially suppressed, undervalued by global markets, and misrepresented in conversations dominated by doubt and disbelief. But Iraq never stopped believing in its worth, and neither did its people or the global community of holders who remained faithful through it all. Today, the dinar is no longer a dream of restoration. It is now the embodiment of national rebirth. It's a declaration to the world that Iraq is no longer waiting for permission to participate in the global economy. It is asserting its rightful place in it. This revaluation is not simply about exchange rates or banknotes. It's about a nation rising from the ashes of conflict, reclaiming its identity, and signaling to future generations that it will no longer be defined by instability or dependence. The message is clear. Iraq has value not just in resources or territory, but in spirit, vision, and economic potential. For every IQ holder out there, this moment reaffirms what you believed all along, that Iraq's time would come, and that time is now. To every individual holding Iraqi dinar, whether you're new to this or have held on through thick and thin, let this serve as your long AAITED validation. You were never wrong to believe in Iraq's potential. You weren't misled. You weren't foolish. You were early. And now the seeds of your patience are beginning to bear fruit. But in this moment of fulfillment, it's critical to stay grounded. Don't get swept up in hype or manipulated by opportunists. There will be scams, misinformation, and clickbait headlines flooding the space. Protect yourself by focusing on verified facts and trusted sources. At Dinar Community, we've built this platform to guide you, not mislead you. We don't chase headlines. We bring you the truth that matters. Every update we deliver is verified. Every analysis is rooted in research. We're not here for the clicks. We're here for your future. As you prepare for the exchange, remember that your decisions in the coming days will shape your financial life for years to come. Stay alert, stay educated, and, most importantly, stay patient. The process is unfolding, and we'll be here by your side every single step of the way. So, now more than ever, it's time to stay connected, stay informed, and stay empowered. Hit that like button to support this growing community. Subscribe if you haven't already, and Turn on notifications so you're first to know when new developments unfold. We'll be tracking every official statement, every bank update, every governmental announcement, so you don't have to navigate this alone. And if this message resonates with you, if you've waited for this moment and finally feel it in your bones, then share this video with fellow IQD holders. Let them know that the time of uncertainty is behind us. This isn't hope, it's history in motion. The RV isn't a distant possibility anymore. It's happening right now. Iraq has flipped the switch. The systems are in motion. The countdown has officially begun. This is your window to act, prepare, and plan. And with the right knowledge, your future doesn't just look different, looks brighter. At Dinar Info, we believe in not just reporting the news, but helping you understand and use it to your advantage. Because when knowledge is shared, it becomes power. And power turns into opportunity. Stay tuned. The best is just